Imagine a conscious contact with God so strong that no matter what you are doing or not doing, that no matter what your kids are up to or not up to, and that whether you've got the person of your dreams or they're just not cooperating, that you are happy, content, and at peace. A space where everyone else's thoughts, attitudes, and actions are beautiful and exactly as they are supposed to be. Well, this is the space where I like to play. My name is Misha Z, and this is today's Bitch Slap. Join me as I shed light on the thoughts, actions, and attitudes that are causing you pain, and we train our minds to go to the capital S inner self, the joy that is waiting for us, the God within. Walking and recording today. I barely do that anymore, and as I left the house, I was like, just grab the microphone, the Shure MV88, throw it in your pocket, and see if you're inspired. And I had this thought that as soon as I walked out the door, all this inspiration would crank through, and I would record like 5 episodes, 5 episodes for the week. And that is not the case. This day I'm walking an hour and a half. I'm actually on the beach. It's unbelievably pretty out. A little humid, but a beautiful Encinitas morning. Anyhow, I thought I'd be all inspired, and nothing was coming, actually. And so an hour and a half walk this morning, 45 minutes in, and no music, no, I was not listening to any music, not listening to any podcasts, no content, just really as much as I could focusing on breath, connecting with breath as I'm walking, and letting thoughts flow through. And I'll tell you that letting thoughts flow through is such an elusive concept. Like, what's the difference between letting a thought flow through and not flow through? Battling the thought or not battling the thought, and it's fun to play with. It's not really what I was going to talk about today, but we'll just throw that out there because I think it is truly an elusive concept. So I had my timer set for 45 minutes, so I would turn around and start heading back. And right at the 45-minute mark, I was inspired to do the checklist for some things that I needed to get done for the summit. And I was like, oh, that'd be fun to talk about. Like, that's interesting. It is kind of interesting. As I was writing them down, I was like, oh, these are interesting. And I was taking note of them in my note file on the iPhone, so I was not literally writing them down. But here's my to-dos list. And of course, Apple wrote it down as TWODUES. 2 things that are due. I don't know. I definitely didn't write TODO''S. Whatever. The Siri's funny. So I need to make sure all the emails are correct to the speakers, the email addresses, that I've got the right email addresses in the email and the CRM software, email software that I'm using. And I'm trying to remember what it's called right now, that software, but it doesn't matter. I just need to get those emails dialed in so the right people get the right stuff. And then I was contemplating, Dawson Church, who we had this amazing conversation interview for the summit, and it's really powerful, and he's just he's a force of love and positivity, and how cool is that? Andy's got thousands of hours, literally, of research and science behind him. So what he does and what he talks about, he's a PhD. He's backed by legit science. So anyhow, when I asked him to be on the summit, he said, I'll do it, but I no strings attached, i.e. I don't want to have to promote, I don't want to have to do any of this, so I was like, I just won't put him on the email chain, of promotion material and stuff like that. And after the interview, the person who had set it up for us, his VA, his virtual assistant, said, hey, Dawson, really enjoyed that interview. So I thought, you know what? Maybe we'll just go ahead and throw him the email anyway. If you want to promote, here you go. If you don't, then don't. So, and then there's a couple other emails to Christine Bradstreet, who was fabulous, Andrew Schultz, who was fabulous. Did I just say fabulous? Both of them were fabulous. They have multiple emails, so I've got to make sure I get the right email in there. That was one thing, one of my to-dos. Another was finish the email body copy. So week 1 of promotion, I've got emails that will go out to registrants and to speakers, and I need to complete the body copy. Most of it's done, but I'm still working on that. And within that, I'm putting, on some of the emails, I'm putting 6 or 7 really cool thoughts and ideas and tools that the speakers had pointed to. And really cool ideas. Like, one was, Christine Bradstreet was, you can salvage a relationship in an instant. And here's how you do it. And it was really easy and really simple and true. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, significant others, kids, like anytime there's stress in the relationship, and perhaps mission critical stress, like, here's a tip. And so I'm going to put the timestamp. I'm going to find the actual timestamp and get that into the bullet points of the promotional email. So on there, it's look for timestamps. This is on my to-do list. Look for timestamps for the specific bullet points. And then lastly, I wrote, trust my instincts. The idea of putting the part before the question into podcasts and onto Facebook. So each of the interviews, of the free session interviews, and don't forget, you can upgrade to the VIP All Access Pass and get access to the bonus interviews and unlimited lifetime access to all the interviews, plus MP3 downloads if you want to listen on your phone, and transcripts and gifts from the speakers, but all this cool stuff. So I'd had this idea at one point to take the so I interview all the speakers, and the first 5 or 10 minutes is more of just, hey, get to know you for a minute, anything cool flowing through, and kind of juicy parts of the interview. But I have a question that I ask every speaker, and so I was thinking of putting the pre-question interview onto the podcast for all 20 of the speakers. Each day drop that little bit, and then also post the actual video on Facebook. And I like that idea, but I had a couple fears around it. One was that, people would be like, oh, I don't like the beginning interviews, so I don't want to see the rest of it. But I'm going to trust my instincts, I think, and go with that, i.e. Post the pre-interview stuff. Anyway, there you have it. There's my to-dos, the TODO apostrophe S, not the TWODUES : Get all the email addresses dialed in, finish the email body copy, which includes time stamping the specific bullet points so when people register, they can find it. Ooh, I just had an idea. I could, on the pre-interview post, I could put, hey, and when you when you register for free, if you keep listening, this is when, and the nugget you'll hear. That's it. That's what this podcast episode was to help me suss out. Thank you. Anyway, and then, so trust my instincts. That's it. Got her done. Love to all. Go check out the summit, toolsforagoodlife.com. Thank you for spending time with me today. As someone who is committed to growth and service to this world, I so appreciate your willingness to come with me, go within, and serve our world through change. If you found value in this podcast and you know someone who can use this message, share this episode with them. Share it so our mission can be achieved one episode at a time. And of course, subscribe so you can hear more. And lastly, for more resources on what has helped me on my journey and can help you on yours, go to belove.media/resources. That's BELOVE.media/resources. Thank you again for listening.